So today we're going to talk about some of the changes happening at Twitch and the science as to why the big discussion of discoverability has been so tough to answer. Put out a scientific research paper on how they're going to go about, working on that and why it's so difficult. And it's absolutely fascinating. Twitch is a community-driven live streaming video service which uses recommendations trained on implicit feedback data. While this data is available in large quantities, it is subject to various biases and shortcomings. In particular, Twitch watch history data is heavily affected by the unpredictable and irregular behaviors of users and streams going online and offline. Two resulting issues are accounting for negative examples caused by users and channels not being available simultaneously, and understanding the relative scale of importance of those two methods of loss weighing. One method to address the availability of channels, and another method to adjust for the preferences implied by differing amounts of minutes watched. They discuss the methods, offline experimentation, and the results of adjusting evaluation metrics to fit the new loss weighting methods. Finally, they demonstrate a success in a site-wide A/B test that increased recommendation minutes watched by 7.9%. So if you're interested in the science of what's happening on the back end with recommendations, that is definitely a paper to read. I feel like it's going to be very informative. So changes in the sense that like these are actually good changes. The big changes that happened is we saw hosting go away, right? Why did hosting go away? What's the haps here? And a lot of it has to do with information noise. Hosts just muddy the waters when it comes to finding information. So when you raid somebody, that means that you are willing to send your entire audience over to somebody else's channel, right? And so that means a lot more than hosting does, where you can host 100 people and they might just run through your auto host and you're not actually engaging with them, and you're not sending an audience there. You're not really doing much. Raiding means that you have sent your group over there, you are actively watching it, you're actively sending participants. That is a much better data point than hosting. If you open up your creator dashboard, if you have a creator dashboard, you can look at the creator update section. On October 12th, they put out a new article about your schedule. Having a schedule, as we all know, is super important. There's no discoverability, there's no algorithm, the normal conversation that you hear surrounding the growing pains on Twitch. What they are trying to do, and a lot of this is covered more in their scientific paper they put out recently, is find ways to add markers to be able to actually go through and do suggestion. Because unlike something like YouTube, where YouTube has a ton of data markers, Google's algorithm for videos that serve you up videos consistently, Twitch has the problem of it feeds live content. So how do you start putting those markers in place, right? How do you start getting those things that are consistent enough to show data for people that might be interested in another channel? Well, one of the ways that you do that is you start creating systems like this. Schedules are important because that is a data point that Twitch can use. So what Twitch looks to be doing right now from like a business perspective is they seem to be positioning themselves to build systems in which they can gather enough data points that they can start doing recommendations, because it's really hard to do for live stuff, especially random start times. On the back end, which is trying to do a good and figure out a way to do what they haven't been able to do for years and provide a level of discoverability that is not the promoted streams.